Hello and welcome. We got Hyde Street number 9, and what a horrifying cover. This guy reminds me, anytime I see like an evil surgeon, especially an evil plastic surgeon, I think immediately of Bioshock and the really creepy stuff at the beginning of that game. That game had one of the strongest starts because like the first bad guy you run into, the first like boss character is Dr. Steinman, and he is clearly cracked. He left voice recordings behind going like, I was visited again today by the goddess. Steinman, she says. We can finally solve the problem. What problem? The problem of symmetry, Steinman. Now, I don't know that this guy is as evil as Dr. Steinman. He just seems more like he's greedy. Uh, so he starts out, his like childhood memory here is meeting post-plastic surgery Marilyn Monroe, who apparently got her plastic surgery from his dad. Like, whatever. I don't know that this was really necessary, but he has like this elaborate sequence where he's talking to her about his dream and he tells her everything that's going to happen in her life. Just kind of interesting. Flash forward to the 90s when this kid grows up, which that would make him what? 50? Yeah, something like that. And there's one of his clients. We actually met her as one of his nurses in one of the previous issues. So that's one of his clients. The other one that we've met before, is her. So she's like a real estate developer who is used to using her smile to like do her work, to do the work for her, and she can't stand losing it. And so he keeps doing surgeries on her to make her better and better. This one is like some kind of reality show contestant who got kicked off of the show and then wanted to lose all of her body weight. And things go badly for the people around these people. Like, it wasn't bad enough that they were ruining their own lives. Uh, Here they are. But now they're out there actively ruining other people's lives. So he makes a deal with the scorekeeper, and the deal actually, there's a great line here. Almost forgot. And so Dr. Ego signed the contract. As with most doctors, his handwriting was illegible, like Ego's ethics, but it was accepted. You know, people joke about that kind of stuff. People joke about doctors' handwriting being bad, but I tell you, it happened to me. The further I got along in academia, the worse my cursive especially became. My printing is still like legible when I print slowly, but man, my cursive, I can't even read it anymore. And so we hear from about this guy, and we learn like a lot of people, the ones that deserve it, he mangles and kills. And then other people end up on Hyde Street, and he works on them, and then he saves them. The best part is that he argues about that. Sent them on their way. How dare you accuse me of such frivolous waste? I delivered them to the scorekeeper. I'm sure he did. That is not what's implied by the narrator, and I'm not sure who the narrator is. It's probably Mr. X-Rays. If not, whatever. I'm going to take the narrator's word over his in this particular case, because it makes him less of a monstrous character. And he's here. We're introduced to this guy. We learn his life story because his backstory and all that, because he's working on the little werewolf kid, right? Who wasn't a werewolf because he was a Boy Scout, but now he's a Boy Scout werewolf, which is kind of a funny combination, but oddly appropriate, I feel like. Definitely very outdoorsy. The art here is great. Look at these faces. Some of these people are just like straight up desperate, you know? Like her. Kind of terrible to prey on somebody like that. I mean, getting operated on by a doctor against your will, uh, without anesthesia. Well, I guess it's not really against their will though, because they come to him looking for what he can offer them. So I guess it's a little less monstrous than I'm making out. I don't know. There are definitely some ethical issues at work here with the good doctor. This is a great introduction to this character, and frankly, the little bits we see about the other characters he interacts with are pretty horrifying. So even though we don't get like a this bad person came in here and clearly deserves their fate kind of story in this issue, we get like two microscopic versions of that, and I liked it. And of course, he probably deserves his own fate being trapped here doing these things. And I think one of the greatest parts is the two nurses, the two victims we were introduced to earlier on. Look at her winning smile, right? These two characters, I think they're trapped in Hyde Street forever because they got a deal to work for him. They're not working for the scorekeeper, so I don't think they get to leave. So they're trapped in like a nightmare of their own making, which is just a really fun little thing to have here. Like so much of this, especially when the kid was talking about explaining like what he does, is like these people deserve what's happening to them, and so I'm just helping them along. I'm just trying to get them there quicker, more quickly than you guys, and that's exactly what happened to them. Like they're getting their just dessert. They're getting a fate worse than death. So it feels very satisfying. Anyway, I've been talking for a long time about this book. Hyde Street 9 pulled me back into the series. It made me go, yeah, this is cool. Like I got so much more I want to babble about when it comes to this book. And I can't because we are way over time and I would just end up telling you about every panel on every page. So you all take care of yourselves. You have a great one and bye-bye.